Evening all, and welcome to episode 101 of Kerbalism. A lot of time has passed since last time, 280ish days, and we are here 3 days out from Duna. You can just see it there in the background. Duna, Ike, and Jewel is accompanying us. But yes, we are very, very close to our target now. However, as you can see, there's a few things wrong with our ship. We've got a couple of radiators gone. One completely gone for good, and an RCS problem, so we need to fix those manoeuvres before we get close to Duna, so we can obviously make sure everything's working. So, Bill Kerman, you are our trusty engineer. You are going to look over our ship and make sure everything is good. Also, do I have crew reports above the sun. Awesome. Right, now you can't fly through that ring, unfortunately. Not that you want to, that would be really, really, really dumb. But yes, the ship's done really well actually. Let's turn those off. It's sort of got here without any major issues. I have had lots of fun with our Minmus refinery and things like that. A power trick, it did the power kick. There we go. Yeah, the Minmus refinery systems had all sorts of things go wrong on it. It's got a solar panel gone wrong, some RCS gone wrong on it, all sorts of weird stuff going on with it. So I definitely need to send some Kerbals up there. But we haven't been completely idle between these two. We've actually sent out, I don't think it's in good shape. We've sent some more Kerbals out to our asteroid and back again to get a bit more money, because after mining that ore and Minmus, it actually allowed me to have the money to launch one of those little missions. So money's not a problem again for the moment. And the last one here, if I can get to it, inspect. Let me guess, it's practically new, except it's not working. So there we go, we will repair that one there. Obviously we've got a radio that's completely dead, and there's nothing I can do about that. I don't think there's any way to repair completely dead stuff. It would, if I'm honest with you, be nice if I had another one in his inventory, which I know is a bit heavy and he probably couldn't do it, but that I could replace it. I could right click on it and it finds out if I've got one in his inventory and goes replace. And that's weird as well. Inspect, it's practically new. No, it's bust. It's completely dead. So I don't know. It's got churned up in the pipes or something. In fact, I don't know how radiators work in space. I assume they don't pump water around because it'd freeze. Yeah, I don't know how electric radiators work in space, but yeah. So yeah, this craft is doing really well. I am quite happy with everything with it. Let's send Bill back in again, shall we? F and up here, and board. There we are. Okay, the other thing as well is that our food is ready to be harvested. All the pods are done. They take 200 days, and obviously it's been 280 days, so I left it a bit longer than normal, but it's fine. We've used just over 10,000 food, 10,500 food. I'm not sure how many of these give you, so let's bring up this here. So we are on 135,000. We'll harvest that. That's 137, so 2,500 food. Totally right there. Boom. Colour white, colour black. White, I don't know, colour whatever. God, you think I know that? Yeah, 2,500 food. So right. So if we gather all the food. Boom. And that one there. Yeah, our reserves have gone back up again a bit. We are still using more food than we're producing, so this is not a sustainable colony ship yet. But I think we're good for the short term. Duna colony ship. Info. Yeah, we've got 2 years worth of food. I don't know if that calculates in our farms. I think it does, so it knows that we're getting the farms and that's there. So yeah, we've got 2 years. So we can go into orbit of Duna and sit there for about a year, and if things aren't going right, come home again. So that's fine. We could also send another ship as well with food on it. That's not a problem because again, they got 2 years worth of food. But the weirdest thing that's probably happened is you'll see here on the alarm clock, our scanner, which we sent off first, is actually behind us by 2 days. It's not going to actually arrive at Duna to set up our communications grid until we're there and parked and waiting. And the refinery, which was sent 3 weeks before this colony ship, is going to take another 86 days to get here. So these are going to be sitting in orbit for about 100 days before I'm even going to send someone down to the surface, because I want that lander down there and I want it to be producing fuel before I send anyone down there, because I don't want to get them stuck on the surface. These planes that I have for going down there, they don't have any real life support on them. They're relying completely on the food in the cab, which basically is about 5 days, and that's it. So yeah, we can't really afford anything like that to go wrong. So I'm going to have to wait for them to turn up in orbit and send them down to the surface first before we even think about anything else. And yeah, but this ship is good for 2 years, so we are pretty much ready. We'll leave Duna in the background there, and well, let's get to our destination, shall we? And so, after that burn, we are in orbit. It's a very bad orbit. Yeah, a really terrible orbit. But that's because I time warped past the maneuver node and kind of had to panic to do it. But whilst it's been doing that, we have another probe that's turned up here. No, I can't see it now. That's interesting. Yes, our Duna scanner is apparently now in Duna's sphere of influence, but I can't see it to click on it to transfer to. Oh, there it is. That's why I'm being blind. So we need to put that into a stable orbit, and we can get things going. So, using a gravity assist from Ike, I've managed to get our scanner into a lovely sort of round orbit. It's quite terrible, but that's where we're going to deploy our communication satellites. Hopefully that'll be okay. I think this is a bit too high, but we run out of fuel on this. I had to use the RCS to finish off getting there, and yeah, that's a real serious problem because our scanner wants to be in a polar orbit, and now it's not going to do that. So yeah, this is a bust, but I'm going to get my communication satellites in orbit. We have had a failure on one of the engines, so it's a good job I brought 4 rather than 3. So yeah, that one can stay there. You'll also notice that these solar panels are crossing each other here. I am going to cheat with this and retract them in the safe, because they shouldn't be deployed. MechJeb did that on its own. I think in utilities, yeah, auto deploy solar panels. When I changed into Duna's sphere of influence, it deployed them, and it shouldn't have done that. So I'm going to change them back because that wasn't what it's supposed to do. So yeah, I am also stealing loads of stuff from Ike as well as we go by. But yeah, so we're out of fuel on this. It's kind of a bust. I have deployed that so we can get some readings on Ike, I think, but not a great deal, I don't think. Perform orbital survey. Nope, we can't even do that. Okay, so we'll retract that. But yeah, so we're kind of here, and you know, I don't actually know whether we even have stuff of Duna, do we? Resources, or No, we don't. We don't have any information about Duna. So I do need to do some form of scanning on it before we can do anything with it, because I don't know where the resources are. So we're going to have to figure out something to do with this. Okay, so we're back and hopefully this is all working now. I just had a wonderful problem where CCAN, which is what I used to install on my mods, crashed on me, wouldn't load, and then when I did finally get it loading, told me I only had about 9 mods installed and they were all on auto detect, which just goes wrong terribly. So I've had to quickly go through and recopy my game and make a copy of it to get CCAN to work, because that's how I update all my mods and I want to keep them up to date. So yes, also it does appear to have made the game a bit smoother, so maybe I had something broken somewhere, but regardless of that, we're here. I do also have the resource monitor installed now. It looks very complicated and I'm not sure if I'm going to use it directly off the top of my head or I might have a look into it. It's apparently a lot more informative, can tell you how long you've got left to do things. So like currently our battery's fine, but if it wasn't, it would tell us we've got, like, say, I don't know, an hour left for battery charge. So that's supposed to be quite useful. Something that Nod, Chris Evans, uses a lot. So yeah, I thought I'd grab that. And I've also installed this thing, which needs to be landed to use logistics. I don't even know what that is. I don't have a clue what mod that is. It's not something I properly installed, but yeah. We have still got the old version, that's good. So yes, right, we actually do have our I can get down here, our relays. You can see we have our 3 communication relays in orbit in the correct places. I'm not actually sure where the other one's gone. Oh, that's odd. There's supposed to be another relay here somewhere. The ship that delivered the relays. Where has that gone? That's a little concerning, because that should still be there. What I was going to say with that one, obviously I've launched these 3 and got them in somewhat okay orbits, I think. But the pod that's left has fuel on board, so I'm going to use that to change the scanner around. I just don't know where it's gone. Where has the scanner gone? Let's have a look, see here. Duna scanner. Okay, it's disappeared somewhere. Oh, I'll find that later. But right, we want to circularize our vessel, which we can do. I need to rebuild this flight engineer layout because it doesn't show me my Delta V. Although it probably does in... Yes, it does in vessel. Okay. Okay, so... Right. Okie dokie. Yeah. As I said, reinstalled, so all my settings were gone for that one there. Did remember to copy over what I've done there. I've also actually made a note of what I've copied now, because I've modified quite a few little things here and there. And I made a note of that, so I could actually put it up somewhere and explain exactly how you could get the game to be the same way I do it, if anyone's interested. Don't know. But, right, let's get down and circularize, shall we? And so, here we are in orbit of Duna. On the dark side, we've had a few more failures go on here. I think we got another radiator gone, and we've also got an RCS port here, which can be fixed. But more importantly, some time has passed, and not only is our colony ship in orbit, but our refinery systems have finally arrived. Yes, another 80 days later, these are here, and I put them in orbit. I've had to use a fair bit of fuel to get them to here, but they are ready to descend down to the surface. But again, these have got some problems on them. So we're going to have to EVA our engineer over to repair some bits and pieces and prepare for our descent. So there we are, with our repairs complete. All we need to do now is send these down to the surface. I really want to put Jeb inside one of these and send him down, so he can be the first Kerbal on Duna. But I can't, because these don't have any life support in them. They've got food, water and oxygen, but only enough for about 5 days, and it will take more than 5 days to mine enough stuff to send a ship up. So yeah. I'm not really sure about those ones there. I think I need to build a fuel ship first before doing anything with that. Possibly. I'm not really sure. But of course, the big thing would be that I don't know where the resources are on Duna. Our satellite that's supposed to be scanning Duna, which ran out of fuel anyway, is gone. It's completely vamoosed. I don't know what's happened to it. It's just literally disappeared. It's not in its oval orbit that it was before, so we have no scanner. So I've got to land these and guess, which is going to be interesting. I'm thinking landing here somewhere. This looks good, and just hoping that there is resources there to mine, because if there's not, we are absolutely screwed. Let's see here, do we have any... oh, we have a terrain map apparently. A very low resolution one, of course, because we did scan some things. And I think, yes, we have a biome map. The Midland Sea, I think that's where I'm going to land. We've got the northeast basin. No, I think the Midland Sea. I think we're going to land here somewhere. And we are going to have to hope and pray that it works, because, well, I've got basically one shot at doing this, and if it all goes terribly wrong, I need to send another ship out with fuel to send their colony ship back. It does have enough life support to survive for a year to 3 years, but it doesn't have the fuel to get home. So, yeah, a rescue mission may be in order. But, well, let's land this and sort of make it up from there. So, whilst we're waiting just to get around to where we need to go, there's two things I've covered. One, this resource monitor. I mentioned about the times on it. There's a button here that you can press and it tells you how long you've got left. This craft has 23 minutes of electric left, and it's going up, so we're good. And it's apparently got 7 days worth of monopropellant on it. I don't quite get what it means by that, because we shouldn't be using monopropellant unless a monopropellant fuel cell has been turned on somewhere, which is possible. But yeah, it gives you times about how things are going. Wastewater is good. Oxygen, we have 92 days of oxygen apparently, which is a little concerning actually, because we should actually have a lot more than that. Hold on, let me double check this with Kerbalism here. We have 92 days of oxygen. I bet a monopropellant fuel cell has been turned on somewhere, because they use oxygen. So let's quickly have a look see here. Oh. Monopropellant fuel cell off. Now what do you say? I'm not sure how to actually move this graph, but no, we're still apparently doing something. Right. Did I miss one? Ah, there's the other one. Monopropellant fuel cell. That could be part of a bigger issue. Right, so there we go. Now we turn that on, and there we are. We're not using any. Excellent. And oxygen now says 3 years. Phew. Well, I don't know how long I've been running for. That's the problem. Our electric is now, of course, dropping. We have 21 minutes of electricity before we die, but that's fine because we've got a great big nuclear reactor there we're not using yet. However, there is a bigger problem. these ships, which I sent up, docked with it, and then transferred the fuel to, are bugged. Because now you'll see, if I right click on them, or right click on the fuel tank, there's no fuel in them. No fuel at all. I don't know what's happened. It probably explains why the monopropellant fuel cell was turned on. But I don't know why. But yeah, they are bugged up. There's no nitrogen in there. There should be like 10,000 nitrogen in there. And each, the wings, the fuel pods, and that should all have liquid fuel and monopropellant in them. And they don't. So these are absolutely pointless. They don't do anything now. So that is a bug. That's clearly a game bug. Probably when my game went wrong and crashed. So I'm probably going to detach these and remove them, and then I will build new ones and send them up here. I won't actually send them up here. I'll cheat them into orbit. That's what I do, and then I'll just dock them to it. So it's all done. But that will allow me to send Jeb, Bill, and Bob down to the surface of Kerbal. Duna, not Kerbal. No. Kerbal's the sun, so that would be painful. Yes, to Duna, and it would work. But yeah, I don't know what's happened there. I don't know why they've gone wrong. They just have for some reason. So I will replace them quickly, and we'll send our Duna lander down, and I'll see you when we're setting foot on that big red marble right there. Oh, and just a small note about this button here. This is Simple Logistics by Real Gecko. I installed it instead of Simple Construction. So I've now installed Simple Construction and fixed that. But I'm going to keep that because it looks quite interesting. Maybe very useful once we're on the surface. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. So here we are coming down, and I just realised I forgot to record the starting bit. I basically just stopped. I stopped dead and I'm falling straight down. I thought that was the best way to do it. I know Duna has an atmosphere, and I was a bit worried about the top being too heavy. So I thought if I come straight down, or as straight as I can get, then hopefully that'll be okay. I do think I need to, however, lean over a little bit. Because I'm still getting a horizontal speed speeding up here, but yeah, this is very, very slow. I think I'm getting sort of 3 or 4 seconds per actual game second, so it doesn't like the physics calculations on this. I wonder if it's all the struts, or I wonder if these are just designed in a terrible, terrible way. Probably designed badly, because, well, I built this, so yeah. But anyway, let's go down and hopefully touch down nice and gently. So I did stick some, as you can see, drogue chutes on this. I don't know whether they're going to actually do anything, if I'm entirely honest with you. But yeah, I also don't have a suicide burn timer. I've got no time to impact. I'm not sure why. I'm basically going off this here, this suicide burn distance. I'm trying to keep it to, well, in the positives, really. That's what I want to do. Okay, drogue chutes deployed. 2 kilometers to go. My suicide burn distance is now raising, which means I'm slowing faster than I'm descending, which is good. There's my shadow. I think we're good. Might be a bit early to call it, but yeah, I think we're good. I think we're going to be okay. Let's slow the engine down a little bit here. Now I could of course use MetJeb's Translatron to just float me down nice and gently, but well, for the first time landing I kind of want to do it myself. Just using obviously up, which I could do with the SES anyway. It's the same thing as point radar out. 500 meters to go. Oh, we're getting splutter from the ground. Gently, gently, gently. And cut the engines. We bounce a little bit, that's to be expected. But hopefully we're going to stay level. Don't fall over. Getting lovely red glow from the engines. I didn't install that mod that gives you the engine glow as well, so that's that there. But we are here, and by the looks of it, we are quite safe on the surface of Duna. Hurrah! We have made it. Welcome to Duna. What's this? First spacewalk. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Well, we haven't landed a Kerbal here, but hey ho. Okay, so I need to disconnect this and send that one on its way. So let's decouple the node and hopefully everything doesn't go terribly wrong. Decouple. Switch onto this craft here. Oh, I made a mistake. Cut the engine cut. Activate that one and activate that one. And can you do that just on 2 engines? Activate that engine and activate that one. Come on, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up. I didn't want to fire all the engines there because I was worried about burning that off, but okay, so you can now come back down if you want to. Come on. I do want it to travel over a little bit first, because I don't want it too close to that one there. We do have to deploy things like radiators and stuff. So over you go. But this is a success. We are on Duna. Granted, it is not the Kerbal, at least not yet. But I think when we bring them other planes in, I'm going to do that because I could plug one straight to this and steal what fuel's left in here to get back to orbit. That's not a problem. So yeah, I think we're going to be okay for this. This obviously is going to be useful. I'll show you this logistic thing in just a moment, or at least what I understand from it, and it's going to be actually quite useful for what we're doing here. Okay, and touchdown again. A lot of smoke coming off here. Turn that off. We'll go down, we'll bounce a bit. We'll bounce a bit, it'll be fine. But unfortunately, that's where we're going to have to leave it for this time. But we have made it. We are on the surface of Duna. So thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you next time, where we'll start exploring the red planet a bit more and seeing what we can finally get from it. And until then, as always, have fun.